Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a pre-plan with me. So if you want to join me, you can go ahead and get you some water, get your supplies, get all the things you need to plan out your next week. Just take a little sip of water there and go ahead and join me so we can prep our week together. This is the week of November 21st through the 27th. I think I have all of my supplies here. One thing I see missing is I need to get rid of this pink. Oh, nope, here we go. Tombow, right there. I believe this one is good. I think this is one of the newer ones. I realized in one of my previous plan with me's that my Tombow is getting low, and then I went over to my little box. There's a box over here to the right, and I found some other style, the thinner style that I prefer, and I have like 2 or 3 more, so I'm good for a while. So these tweezers are tweezers are Perfect Prince Co. We got our Tombow. Washi, all of the washi is from Cookie Sticker Co. These are all previous designs that she's had. I have no idea if any of these are still available, but that's the washi that I pulled for this particular week. And I have a collection of things that I pulled for my kit. These are my headers, so I'm using headers from Keep It Simple Stickers. She is through TPC Nation, so if you want to find any of her stickers, you have to go through tpcnationshop.com, and that's where you'll find her stickers. This is from Bethany Rose. She's the one who makes the gonks. She's from, I believe, England. I believe that's where she's from. So I'm just using these date dots. This is a previous kit from Pretty Cute Planner. So this is a 2-page kit that I'm going to be using for this time frame. And then this is just a layering page that came from Pretty Cute Planner also. So these are all the supplies I'm using for this week. I'm going to go ahead and pull my pages out because I don't like working with the rings, you know, hitting the side of my hand. So let me just move all the things out of the way. And I thought I'd be nice and prepared because usually it's the date dots I'm always looking for. I'm like, okay, I can't do my things because the date dots are missing. Yeah. So we're getting close to December. So pretty soon I'll be doing a December monthly in my A5 wide planner. Let me move all these out the way. Bam. So December is almost here. Are we ready? Are we ready? The next question is going to be is, do you know your lineup for December? Sorry, not for December. Do you know your lineup for 23? I've been working on my lineup. I have been working on it for a while. So many people that I know in the planner community, they all have the same thought process going on right now. Am I happy with my current setup? Do I like the planner or planners, plural, that I'm using? Do I want to try something different? Do I want to change it up? So that's a question that many people I have seen on Instagram, friends of mine that I've heard conversations trying to figure out, okay, what I want to do. Am I happy with what I have? Do I want to change it up? Things of that nature. So of course I could always add in just a little bit of info. It's if you choose to listen to it. I think that only you can decide what planner you want to use for the next year. I think about what have you been using for the last 3 months, 6 months. You can't go anything less than that because you really haven't got an opportunity to see if that style is working for you, if you enjoy, you know, whatever that setup is. So think about what have you been using for, I'm gonna say 6 months to a year. I think even 3 months is not really long enough, but let's just say 6 months. What have you been using? Okay, so you looked at what you've been using for 6 months. Now, out of those 6 months, did you stay with one style in particular, or did you change? Did you like the design? Do you prefer vertical columns up and down 1.5 width, or do you prefer horizontal going across the page, 3 here, 4 there type thing, or vice versa, 4 here, 3 here? Did you like that design? So first things first, do you prefer vertical or do you prefer horizontal? That's one thing. Do you like both? There's no rule anywhere in the planner community. Even if it did exist, you can ignore it. There's no rule that says, oh my gosh, I only can use one design. I only can use the vertical. I only can use a horizontal. That rule doesn't exist. If somebody has ever told you that, you can tell them to be quiet. Your planner is exactly what it sounds like, yours, not theirs. So, do you prefer horizontal? Okay, so let's just go with the horizontal style for a moment. Do you prefer longer pages? You got room. Do you think this is intimidating? Do you think by having this much width is too much for you? Do you want something smaller? These are things that you can think about while you're getting ready to prep for this next year. You got time. I mean, we're still here in November. We're almost in December. And once again, there's no rule that says, oh my gosh, by January 1st, I have to have my mind completely made up. I must know all the things that I'm going to be using. No, you don't. If you want to be prepping, if you want to be ahead of the game, then yes, start thinking about it now. But there's nothing that says you have to know everything before January of next year. So once again, these date dots are from being Bethany Rose. She's the girl who makes the gonks. I love her stuff. Yes and yes. So we got our dates down on our days of the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those down. Knowing I'm probably gonna turn it, but we'll see. The lights are pretty bright today, so we shall see if I can do just this way. I don't know. Oh, this is looking okay. Okay, it is what it is. Okay, so vertical. Is this enough space for you? Is it not enough space for you? Do you need more space? Do you want to have a planner that has a weekly setup? So this would be considered to be a weekly setup. Some people don't want a weekly. All they want is just the day. Just give me the day. I plan by the day. Some people don't want a weekly setup. Is that you? Do you prefer just to write it as the day goes? You don't want to have a weekly that you can pre-plan it in advance. A positive to having a weekly spread is that you can go ahead and put stickies like I have here. Stickies in advance so you already know what's coming up. You don't have to write anything down. Oh, and if you do write it down, my best friend is a pencil. Yes, me and pencils get along very well. Pencils can't be erased. Pens, no, not so much. So, vertical. Do you like your vertical style? Do you think this is enough space for you? Do you need more? Now, if you like the style, but this does not have enough space for you, think about, well, what exactly are you writing on your planner? Are you putting personal things? So let's say you have a doctor's appointment. You have some type of medical procedure. You are taking your kids to some type of medical thing. There's something personal going on in your life. Things like that. Is your planner full of just personal things? Maybe you should have your personal things be in its own planner. There's nothing that says that you have to mix personal with non-personal things. A non-personal thing to me would be you work at this location, wherever it is, and sometimes you have projects to do at your work. You're outside of the home, you're doing whatever the project is, and you're not working on the project in the house, so it does not pertain to your household. It pertains to something outside of the household. That would be non-personal. If you do projects all the time, that if it doesn't involve people in your home, doesn't involve you per se, involving personal aspects, that would be a work thing. Are you going on trips? Do you gotta Plan your flight. I'm not talking about with your family. I'm talking about it's a work trip. You're getting ready to go to some other state. You got to get your ticket. You got to get your car rental. You got to get your hotel. Are you planning a lot of work things that doesn't involve your personal? Maybe you should put the work separate from personal, because a lot of people prefer keeping business with business and personal with personal. That's a consideration that you could do. Have something separate. Try not to put everything in one location. As you can see, the space is long, but it doesn't mean you have to put everything in your life here. What if you post on social media and you like to do pretty planning? Well, pretty planning is typically a lot of stickers and a little bit of writing. It's not always a lot of writing. Different people show their planner spreads, weekly spreads, differently. Not everybody does it the same. So what about you? Are you on social media? Social media alone, just talking about social media alone, that could be its own entity. That's not personal. That's not per se something that I do with my family all the time. That could be what you consider to be like a job, because posting on social media, it requires time, it requires effort. So that could be considered kind of work. You know, have you thought about putting your to-dos in lists based on, is it personally with my family? Is it social media for whatever purpose you do on social media? Is it work for my income? Those could be three different things. Those could be three different planners. Have you ever thought about that? Some people want to try to keep everything separate. They keep their cooking recipes separately. They keep their medication schedule separately. They keep their doctor's appointment schedule separately. They keep whatever TV shows separately, whatever books they're reading separately. You can do separate all you want. There's nothing stopping you from separating all the things. If that's what you want to do, then go right ahead and do that. You make the decision on how do you want to do it. But going back to the planner that you've been using for 6 months, have you been putting every single thing in that one planner? Do you like it that way? Do you like seeing every single aspect in the one planner? Or would you prefer to do a separation, meaning put some things over here and some things somewhere else? What about budgeting? When you talk about your bills, do you try to put all of the bills on here? You know, just think about that. Everything does not have to be in one location. You can separate it out. Let's say this vertical planner is intimidating to you. You think it's too much space. You prefer to go something smaller. So this is an A5. So this is not as big as a classic Happy Planner. It is just a little bit smaller. So it's a little bit smaller than the standard vertical, which is a standard EC size. It's a little bit smaller, but you can go even smaller than that. What if you want to go a little bit smaller than this? You can go with A5. That's just a little bit smaller than the wide. You can go with a B6. That's even smaller than this. B6 is definitely a good size to fit on the go, in your purse, in your backpack. If you want to make sure you have a planner that goes with you every time you leave out the house, try to carry something that's not as big as a standard piece of paper. Now, this is not a standard piece of paper. This is a little bit smaller. But if you're carrying something on the go every day, and after 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, it starts to get a little heavy, yeah, you could reconsider maybe having a smaller planner and not putting so much in that on-the-go planner. Unless your life is on the go, then that's perfectly fine. Then that's what you got to do. But you could consider making your on-the-go separate things. You know, if you have a business that's on the go, make a planner just for your business on the go. But it can be a smaller size. It doesn't have to be large. It could be smaller, so that way it's not so heavy on your shoulder when you're carrying it around. These are just some things to consider. So what if, so the A5 wide is too much for you, A5 is, B6, you can always go with a pocket. A pocket is even smaller. A pocket is smaller than a personal. What about a personal size? You can go with a personal. You can have a personal size wide. All of these are variations that you can look for. All these words that I'm talking about, all of this can be Googled. Every last thing that I'm talking about can be Googled. Yep, nope, I can't see this. Got to turn upside down. All of these sizes can be Googled. You can decide, do you like rings, which is what this is. These have rings. Do you prefer TN, where there is no rings? It's books that has strings. What do you prefer? Some people like TNs. TNs is a traveler's notebook. Ooh, I just heard me tear that paper. Oh, well. TNs is a traveler's notebook. That means it travels with you, i.e. why they call it a traveler's notebook. It is a book that travels with you. It's not as wide as the current page that you see me working on, but some people work it out. There's so many videos that you can watch on YouTube that talk about different people who use different types of planners. It's up to you. It's your preference, but I like to go off of you know, just a simple quote. Don't buy something if you're not sure. I can't remember who told me this, but this is a while ago. You have to give it a trial and error. You know, you got to give it a chance. Don't make a full commitment on something that you're not completely sure when it comes to planner things, because as you can see, all of our minds change quite often. So just think about it first. What have you used in the last 6 months? Did you like it? If you did not like it, okay, I would say yes, try something different. But, you know, if what you worked with last 6 months has been working for you, then keep going with that. You don't need to change it. You don't need to be trying to appeal to the masses because somebody else is using a different planner. Somebody's got a sale going on for a different planner. Unless you know you like that style, does not mean you have to do it. Go watch a video on it first. I'm sure someone has a planner similar to what you've been thinking about. Go watch a video. See if you like the setup. See if you like the design of that other planner before you make a full commitment to say, oh yes, I'm going to use this next year, especially if you've never seen it in action before. So do a little research before you make that commitment. So after you got the vertical design, you got the horizontal. So the horizontal is more like these lines on the bottom. So they just go this way. So all of your days of the week is this way. Is that something that you prefer? Do you prefer that way? Are you a creative planner? Meaning, do you like to have stickers and washi and vellum and dashboards and all the pretty things in your planner? Or maybe not. Maybe you are what we consider to be is a minimalist. Minimalist people like a little bit of color, not much, and they prefer just a pen. Are you a single pen person? Do you have multitude of pens? Do you like color coding? Some people use color coding for various aspects of their life. It's your preference. What do you like? I watch all kinds of videos. There's not just one video that I watch. I watch so many of them. And you can pull ideas from a variety of people and the style of planning that they do. Some people may consider one method and it works for them. And some people say, no, I'm really not that. I prefer this. You can still pull inspiration from those types of things. I mean, there is no rule that says, oh my gosh, I only can do this one thing. No, it doesn't exist. You do whatever your preference is. And if you like color, as you can see, I'm a color person. I like color, then put color. If you don't want color, then don't put color. It's your preference. Really, it is. Let's see. I think this is going to be a little bit much. Consider those are rainbows. And this is floral. Yeah, no, we're not going to be able to do this one. It was a good thought, though. It was a good effort. So I like color. I like A5Y. I've noticed that I change, like seasonal changing, I change throughout the year. Maybe that's who you are. Have you ever thought about that? Your planning style changes through seasons because you do different things throughout the year. You travel during the summer months, so your planner that you use is not the same one that you use all the time. Then fine. Use something else during that time frame. You don't have to carry one planner all the time. I did not get this knowledge overnight. I promise you, it took me a while to figure out my planner style. Some people want to have planner piece immediately, and they struggle with, oh my gosh, I can't make up my mind. I don't know what planner I like. Well, the only way you're going to know if you like a planner is, one, do your research on it. See if you like it. If it truly piques your interest, let's say you have gone 30 days and you're still talking about that planner, then by all means, give it a whirl. Try it out. See if you like it. And then after a little time frame, you can't just assume that, okay, if I only give it 20 days, because by the time you get it in the mail and you're going to try it for the next month, you got to give yourself a little time to see, do you really like it? Is it what I want to use? Maybe your style changes. Maybe you like it this way for this little time frame, but I like it this way for another time frame. Hey, that's your preference. Is that what you want? That's what you want. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Nothing else. Do I have little ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I don't. Yeah. Okay. I have been talking about this for a while. I talked to several people about some of these sticker kits. They come with like six of these boxes, and I don't get why only 6. I said that one of these days I was going to ask like one of these shops, and I don't even know if they make this version anymore. I was going to ask a shop owner, why only 6 boxes when there's 7 days of the week? I don't understand the rationale. Are you trying to say like one of these days in the week should be a box free? That you don't want no boxes? Is that what we're saying? You know, certain days should be box free. You don't need any boxes on blah, blah, blah day. Oh, is that what it is? Maybe that's what it is. But as far as I know, typically if I put a box in my planner, I like to have a box probably every day. I use my boxes at the bottom for meals, dinner. I could use it for steps for the day. I use boxes for different things. You could use boxes to track, if it's for social media, you could track how many followers do you have for the day. I've seen that. But people use boxes for different things. So yeah, I don't get the concept of only having 6. And quite a few shops, they're older kits, and this is an older kit. A lot of kits only have 6 boxes, and I'm like, I don't know why 6 is a thing. Someone tell me why. Yes, I know there's a song that goes with that, but I won't break it down the song. But yes, it's a mistake. I don't know. That sticker is crooked, but guess what? This sticker is not forgiving. So it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyhow, so you got large, you got small, you got horizontal, you got vertical. Well, what if you don't want that style at all? Some people love just to do by the day. Well, you could get yourself a bullet journal. A bullet journal can be purchased at so many different places. Ideally, a bullet journal can be whatever you want it to be. Bullet journals can, 1, have a lot of formalities in it. It could have a lot of structure. Or 2, no formalities and no structure. It's your preference. What do you like? Have you ever thought about that? Bullet journal is for people who like to just freely journal about whatever their day is doing, whatever's going on. And you can also use it for all those different platforms that I mentioned. It could be personal. You can use it for memory keeping. It could be for social media. It could be for your work. It could be job. Maybe if those are coordinating with each other. All of those things. Those are all possibilities that you could potentially use a bullet journal for. I like bullet journaling for many, many things. If you go back and watch a few of my previous videos, I'm pretty sure I talked about bullet journaling in 1 or 2 of them. I know I have talked about setting up a bullet journal. I use it for my commonplace book for planning. I mean, you can use a book for anything in your life. What if you're a person who only wants to use a book for the month? Have you thought about that? That would be a different different type of entity. I use one book per month. That will be very interesting to see. That means your books are probably smaller. You're probably on the TN side. So that means the amount of pages that you have inside of it is not large. It's probably a lot smaller. But that's an ideal too. You don't want to commit to one style for the whole year. Maybe you just do it for 30 days. You ever thought about that? That's a possibility. You can do whatever you like. There's another song that goes with that. I'm not going to break into song, but yes, you can. You can. So I am almost done. I am definitely a white space planner. That means I love to have white space within my stickers. So I like a little pretty pedazzle. And then I like to have space to write whatever things that I want to write. This is my catch-all. This is my personal planner that I use here. I use a planner for my personal things. This does leave my house from time to time, but not often. It will leave for a few moments, but it's typically going to be in the household. It doesn't really go outside. It's rare for it to go outside. The other planners that I use, they do go outside. I have a smaller one that's that I put in my purse. Sometimes when I travel to meet with people, I have a planner that does that as well. So you have to make a decision on your own. What is your preference? What do you like? Oh, I gotta keep going. What do you like? Do you like large planner? Do you prefer a smaller planner? Do you like vertical? Do you like horizontal? Would you like to experiment by just doing bullet journaling? Bullet journaling means you're just going to create whatever you want. Your design is going to be given to you by your thought process. It's not pre-planned whatsoever. It's whatever comes off the top of your head. That's what you're thinking about. That's what you're going to do type thing. It is what it is. There's so many vendors out there. So many vendors out there that sell so many products. So I would say, 1, do your research. 2, try to watch a video or 2 to see if you're interested in that particular person's product. And then see, okay, if that product is working for you. 2, I would say, don't change up your plan. If it's been working for you, leave it. If it's been working for you, don't change it whatsoever. Leave it as it is. All right, I think I'm pretty much done. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of stickers. As I stated before, I am definitely a white space sticker person. I prefer to have plenty of space available for me to do extra things. Sometimes I do the sides and sometimes I don't. If my kit allows me to do my meal plans on the side, then I will. This one does not, so it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Please make sure to give me a thumbs up. You guys have a great one. Until next time, bye-bye.